G'day legends, welcome back to the channel. Can I just spend 2 minutes and just give you a update on the S2 A-Trax from Baja Board, my baby. I'm going to give you a rundown. This thing is 18 months old, so let's get into it. All right, so as you know, I acquired this back in May 2022. And I'll tell you what, this thing has done probably several thousand kilometers now. We did 600 kilometers in one trip. Tom and myself went and did the East Coast tour last year. And in doing so, Tom and I, with Alan up there in Noosa, I think that Tom and I put over 600 kilometers on our boards on that trip. We, as you all know from the videos you've seen, we travelled up through the East Coast, up through Sydney Harbour and all the rest of it, and then into Queensland, did Gold Coast, did a whole heap of stuff. And over 600 k's, just one trip. Other than that, we've done a huge amount of riding of these things, and I've got to say, I couldn't even put how many thousands of kilometers are on this thing, but it's a lot. Now, as you know, I got the board in May. One of the first things I did is I modified the bull bar. I had the version 1 bull bar, which had wings and so forth on it. I trimmed them out because they were getting caught on gutters. So that was the first thing I did. Didn't like it. And the second thing I did is I tapered in the front plate and actually cut out some edges on that because that was getting caught and knocking the tie rods in the front suspension. So I got rid of those things. That's what I did to the bull bar. I believe the bull bar has had some updates. They've pushed it further out away from the main frame and swing arm area, and they've actually cut those plates out themselves, and that's been much, much better for all their clients. The other thing is, I think they modified the bolts they were using too, because the bolts were sticking out a little bit. So that's just a few things. Other than that, what else have I done to the Baja board? Obviously, we upgraded the motors, so you all know that from the videos as well. I was getting that 50, 55 kilometers an hour out of the board, and we pushed up to 60, 65 kilometers an hour on 8-inch wheels. I still haven't tried the 10-inch. That's coming this summer, so stick around. Make sure you tune into the channel because I'm going to run 8-inch tires on the Baja board. So this is getting 60, 64, I think, max maybe, kilometers an hour on the Baja board. I'm going to put the 10 inches on this summer, give it a crack, and see how quick this thing actually can go. So that's going to be a lot of fun, right? Other than that, I took the dampeners out of the front like I said originally. So I've only been running the red dampeners down the back, and that's been beautiful for carving and steering and so forth. Really, really enjoyable. Now, has there been any major repairs on this board? One. That's right, just one. And I've got to say, it is because of not Baja board, because of this guy ran it into a yellow pole. That's right, one of the street poles, they're out in the middle of the road or middle of pathways. I ran into one, a yellow one. 20, 30 k's an hour, can't remember, don't really know how fast it was, but it was fast, and I hit the damn pole hard. I went flying over the front, and I broke one of the knuckles on the board, and I think it was a front left knuckle actually broke away as a casting. It cost me $50 to get another one, and it was back up and running once it was back in the shop about half an hour later. So very small job, very small repair, cost hardly anything, and that's the only break or major repair I've had to do on this board. Now, in breaking that, it took me a little while to get the toe in right. I think I ran 2 or 3 tires and blew them out on low Ks, not really long ranges, like 50 kilometers or something, or 100 kilometers, because I hadn't actually got the toe in right. So when you stand on the board, you got to adjust it so you get the wheels pointing in the right direction. Once that was done, I've had, I don't know, a couple 100 kilometers, 300-400 kilometers on those new tires, and they're hardly showing anywhere again at all. So once you get it right, they're perfect and they're good to go. I honestly cannot recommend the S2 A-Trax from Baja board enough. This board has been absolutely epic for me. I have had no breakages at all. I know Alan in Noosa, he had one linkage, so one of the upper frame aluminium components actually fractured and broke, and I know Tom had one of those as well. So it seems like there might have been a batch that were laser cut a little bit, maybe ordinary. Mine have been perfect. I have not had an issue. Love my board, love how it rides. Will I keep it forever? Oh, maybe, I don't know, but at the moment I can't get rid of it. I love the board so much, running that big 16S 7P battery. When I go out on a ride, I don't have any envy on range or anything or anxiety. I just get out there and rock it and enjoy my day riding with all my friends. So that's pretty much my wrap up. Several thousand kilometers, no major breakages except for what I did. The board has just excelled. Now, one thing to understand, and one people says, "Oh, you're destroying the board." The underneath of the bottom swing arms, mainly in the rear, they get pitted and chopped out, and that's because when you're running over stuff, the front wheels are picking up gravel and dirt and rocks and throwing them backwards. That impacts and hits the rear swing arm, so you're picking up a lot of debris and crap, and that pits all the aluminium swing arm underneath the bottom. So just be mindful that's going to happen. And as I said, several thousand kilometers on my board. Yes, they're pitted out, but they're still running hot, still run great, and love the board. So double thumbs up to all the crew at Baja Board, Alessandro, George, and the crew there. Thank you so much for making such an epic machine for me. As far as I know, they're getting into making more vest-based of these now. You can talk to them, get online, and actually communicate with them. I think there's a few more out there, and a few more people are going back or actually having theirs changed to Vesk after some of the videos and some of the chit-chats I've had with them. So if you want yours turned into a Vesk unit, talk to Baja Board, see what you can do. Talk to a local builder. I think a couple of people may have done it with a local builder as well and had them change their board. Look, in all honesty, these things are next level. They're one of the nicest riding, cruising, stand, enjoy, forget about the drama of the world, and just ride boards I know of. If you want to go fast, you can go fast, but you still don't have to stress about the ride because that suspension soaks up a lot of the chaos around you. So, in saying that, hope you enjoyed it. Remember, stay upright, keep smiling. Craig Taylor, out. You!